Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV is the world's first 4x4 plug-in hybrid SUV. It combines a 2-litre petrol engine with 2 electric motors that run off a battery that you can plug in and recharge. The result of this clever technology is impressive fuel economy and ultra-low emissions, all in a vehicle with the go-anywhere ability of a 4-wheel drive. For company car drivers, it also has a fantastically low benefit in kind of just 5%, meaning a virtual pay rise of several £1000s per year. We're here to find out exactly what it's like to drive on a daily basis and have found various Outlander PHEV owners who use it for very different reasons. Logan is a business development controller for a large TV broadcaster. He drives some 25,000 miles a year and switched to an Outlander PHEV from an Audi, having decided it would be the ideal company car in which to commute. Hi Denver, lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. So first of all then, what made you decide to switch from your Audi to the Outlander PHEV?
Well, it was during a business meeting I had with a contact of mine, and during conversation it came up that I was in the process of changing my company car. And this guy said, you just have to look at the Mitsubishi PHEV. And I have to be honest, at the time, I was unaware of the car and what it offered. So I wrote the name down, I went back and I researched it, and he went on to explain that financially it was a no-brainer, and that was a term he used, a no-brainer to actually take this car as an alternative to the Audi.
Well, you certainly clock up a lot of miles every year, don't you? What kind of journeys do you do in your PHEV, and what's it like to drive?
Well, there's the work to home commute, as you would expect. It takes about 30 miles to do that, there and back. And then I've got business meetings to attend that could range anywhere from locally down to Norwich and Southampton. Now, what was important to me as a result of doing quite a lot of mileage, as you mentioned, is the fact the car had to be comfortable, had to be reliable, and this car offers all of that.
And how easy and convenient is it for you to recharge?
Well, I'm lucky to have a charge point here at work, so when I get into the work I can plug it in very easily, charges during the day to a full charge by the time it's ready to go home at night. And at home I've got a point as well, so overnight I charge it. Really easy, it takes a couple of minutes to plug it in, and no inconvenience whatsoever. So Ruth, I'm off to a business meeting now. Why don't you come and join me?
Love to. There's a free app for smartphone users by which you can operate a lot of the PHEV's functions remotely, such as monitoring and activating the battery charging, changing the timer settings, but as well as defrosting, heating or cooling it. How useful do you find that?
Oh, it's a really, really neat facility. Really impress me and also people I show it to.
As a company car driver, roughly how much extra do you think the PHEV is putting in your pocket because of its generous benefit in kind allowance?
Well, that really is the big saving. Of course, the amount of tax you pay in benefit in kind is relative to the CO2 emissions of the vehicle. I probably am saving about £250 a month in benefit in kind.
How much have you saved on fuel since you changed to the Outlander PHEV?
I think I've probably putting about half of what I historically was putting into the inside car on a weekly basis. That's quite a saving over a month and indeed a year.
So would you swap your PHEV for a regular petrol or diesel vehicle?
Well, my previous car was a diesel car. I took that option for the mile per gallon benefit that diesels offered. I would prefer a petrol car personally, and of course the PHEV is petrol and importantly electric, and I'm getting a mile per gallon at the moment of above 55, so there'd be absolutely no reason for me to swap back to a diesel or petrol car.
Initially, Denver wasn't sure about switching his company car from an Audi. But the more he looked into the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, the more he realised it was the vehicle for him. Not only has the Outlander PHEV saved him thousands of pounds in benefit in kind tax, but he's already saved hundreds on fuel without having to compromise on the great driving experience and high spec he desires.